partner in crime, as we used to be called, Scummy and Cher, when we used to work together. There was a CD with both of us on it. But I'm proud to actually announce that the scummy part of us, Chris Ripple, has got his daughter playing with him tonight. And I'm hoping I'm going to pronounce this correctly. Wak A Subu? No? Okay, I bet you better come up and announce it for me. I'm not very good at Gambian. So,
well, we're called Sabarr, which means in my language, voice and drum. Thank you.
Cheers, thank you. Yeah, right. We haven't got a lot of time, we've only got 15 minutes. 2 years ago, we played here, and it was pretty much a month after I lost one of my best friends. We lost him to an aggressive form of cancer. He was in hospital for about 3 weeks, and then he passed away. He was my stage manager, my front of stage manager for, I don't know how many years, 1988 when I put my first gig on in Stevenage. And every musical gig I put on, regardless of where it was, Buff's Club, Rhythms of the World, Bo's Lionhouse, it didn't matter where, Frank was always my front of stage manager. And I couldn't write anything. I just could not write anything, I just couldn't do it at all. But something happened, and 5 days afterwards, something happened on 20th of April 2017 and 2018, and 25th of April I wrote this. So we want to dedicate our set to the memory of my friend Frank Hubert, which some of you know because you have worked with him. And this is for you, my friend, wherever you are these days. Hope we do it justice. For Frank, in memory, rock on. Thank you for the words you said. To hear them gave us hope instead. We'd had 3 years by then of hurt and dread. You gave us hope, and all we could do was try and cope with all the lies and spite directed against us. So thank you for the words you said as you lay there in that hospital bed. 48 hours more to live, but still you had some more to give. They meant a lot, they mean more now. We beat them, man, I don't know how. The system's screwed, it makes no sense. Nobody walks that line with confidence. I hope they let your daughter in. It isn't right what's happening. I don't think I'll get to meet her now, but I would have liked to, were the words you said. And those words, they gave us hope instead. They were the last words you ever said to me as your soul prepared to set you free. And one day I hope she'll understand the friendship in those two clasped hands, the memories that will never end. Rock on, my friend. Rock on. Thank you. Yeah, so as you can see, we are a Gambia UK co-production here. There's a lot of things happening in the children's country that are sort of echoed here, and we're going to be touching on the things that nothing changes, don't matter where you go in this world. But if I go to Gambia, it's the same, and if they come here, if they were allowed to, that's the same too. So this is about that. This is about what it's like from the Gambian perspective. They say we have our freedom, now the dictator is gone. They say we have our freedom, but now we're on our own. They say we have our freedom, but he took all of what we had. So now we have our freedom, but our lives are just as sad. They say we have a future, not just dread and fear. They say we have a future, but there is no future here. They say we have a future, but there are no jobs to be had. They say we have a future, but our future's looking bad. They say it will get better. We'll leave those times behind. But hardship's all we've ever known, and now I think you'll find when politicians say it's getting better, things are likely to get worse, as they've already filled their pockets with the money meant for us. Yeah, not much changes. Your turn. I'm going to vacate the mic and let Sibu do one.
This is for my younger sister Jalika, Song of the Scared Children. We are the scared children who are left on our own. We are the scared children forever alone. For we have no parents or none that are home. The only way we have contact is over a phone. We are the scared children, our father's not here. He can't give us advice, he can't allay our fear. This country rejects him, for he is not like the rest, but he is still our father, and we think he is the best. We are the scared children, always ready to call. There is no other way to talk to mother at all. For she cannot be with us, to hug or to hold. This country doesn't want her, or so we've been told. We are the scared children, those this country forgets. Orphans of politics that this country rejects. We are the scared children, there's no more we can do except ask, how would you feel if it happened to you?
Yeah. 2017, February, I flew out to the Gambia to see if the kids were okay. They just got rid of one of the most evil guys on the planet, the sitting dictator of 22 years, who was having people killed left, right and centre. Not a very nice person. But he went into exile, and thankfully, and hopefully he'll never come back. Hopefully somebody will put him in prison one day for the crimes that he committed, but at the moment he seems to be safe in some other dictator's domain. But when I was out there, something wasn't right, and I knew it wasn't right, but nobody would talk to me about it, because I'm the visitor. And so I came back, and I knew something was wrong, and then I went out there again in April with my wife, and because I was with my wife, they started talking to me, you know, and tribalism had taken hold. There's 8 tribes, major tribes, that make up the population of the Gambia, and they were at each other's throats, basically. It's not very nice at all. And then I flew home, and I thought, hang on a tick, it's the same here, isn't it? Left wing, right wing. It's ridiculous, but there you go. So I wrote this about it. So this is the Gambia UK tribalistic blues. It has a sense of humour. Well, we don't do no tribalism round here. We don't do no tribalism round here. So if you want to bring it up, then you can put down that plate and cup, 'cause we don't do no tribalism round here. No, we don't do no tribalism round here. We don't do no tribalism round here. Mandinkas, Jolas, Fullers too. You don't like it? Then it's no place for you, 'cause we don't do no tribalism round here. No, we don't do no tribalism round here. We don't do no tribalism round here. Our compound is a peaceful place till one of you gets in our face, so we don't do no tribalism round here. No, we don't do no tribalism round here. We don't do no tribalism round here. Left wing, right wing, both the same. Create division, someone to blame. So we don't do no tribalism round here. No, we don't do no tribalism round here. We don't do no tribalism round here. It's just basic psychology, so you can shove your ideology, 'cause we don't do no tribalism round here. No, we don't do no tribalism round here. We don't do no tribalism round here. Our house would stay a peaceful place till one of you gets in our face, 'cause we don't do no tribalism round here. We don't do no tribalism round here. No, we don't do no tribalism round here. Christian, Muslim, black and white, we got it all and we don't fight, so we don't do no tribalism round here. No, we don't do no tribalism round here. We don't do no tribalism round here. So if you don't want our derision, stop trying to create division, 'cause we don't do no tribalism round here. We don't do no tribalism round here. No, we don't do no tribalism round here. Use some intelligence, let it cease. Scapegoating never won a peace. We don't do no tribalism round here. No, we don't do no tribalism round here. No, we don't do no tribalism round here. We don't do no tribalism round here. Nearly had me over, and I'm not drinking. I lost my father about 7 years ago. He passed away, he was in his 90s. And I wrote this sort of for him, but I didn't, if you see what I mean. It just sort of came into it. There are certain songs that other people cover. I'll give you a classic example, and they turn it into their own track from something it wasn't before. The classic example is Jimi Hendrix's version of All Along the Watchtower, which he rocked up from an acoustic track with just a single guitar and a bass on it, from the original Bob Dylan track. Well, Dylan's got a few admirers of things like that, and one of them is West African. And I was listening to him, a Senegalese guy called Youssou N'Dour, who some of you may have actually, back in the 90s, bought the hit. I think it's called 7 Seconds with Maynard Cherry. He's the other voice on it. Usually don't do that many covers, but he did cover a particular Dylan song. And I was listening to it, and I had the news on. And the news was silent on the TV, and I was listening to Yusuf, and there were these images. And I never ever write when I've got noise on. I can't do it. But this time I just picked up a pen and I wrote this. So it's about a song. And it's about the feelings of my father, because he was injured in the Second World War in the Salerno campaign in Italy in 1943. And he was invalided home. And he used to go to the reunions, but they always used to make him cry. And it's basically what this is about. So this is called, I tuned into the news last night to see the chimes of freedom flashing. And it sort of goes like this, or that's the way we do it anyway. I tuned in to the news last night to see the chimes of freedom flashing, accompanied by a song that I learned long ago. As the montage of those images drew closer to conclusion, you saw the people's faces while their cities were aglow. Though the lyrics were in Wolof, you needed no translation, for the chorus was in English, yet made perfect sense somehow when you realised freedom's out of reach to those who need it now. I tuned in to the news last night to see chimes of freedom flashing as the heavy guns belched out their fire and thunder, while the missiles and their lightning rent and cracked the sky. I wondered if my father ever felt the same as I do, as he saw his friends falling to the place in which they'd die. And I thought that maybe, yes, he did, throughout that insane madness, leaving him with guilt that he'd survived, which always made him cry. And I knew those chimes of freedom were now flashing for more innocents who got caught up in yet more insane madness. And though the thunder of the guns was now silenced by the music, some still wait around for basic freedom. I tuned in to the news last night and saw chimes of freedom flashing, accompanied by a song that I learned in days gone by. And I wondered if we care how many count the cost and cry. Thanks a lot. Cheers. Sabarr.